Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog channel and welcome to another episode of hopefully Julin not crying about Ebby. I wanted to hop on here because I just filmed Thursday's check-in. I will probably maybe upload this video as well as Thursday's check-in on the same day. But I wanted to share with you a few things that I have in remembrance of Ebby. I'm also in the process of getting one of her photos in her Japanese kimono that I got from Tokyo. I'm going to print it out and frame it and put it somewhere in the studio. And I'll probably get another picture framed of her and in the Las Vegas room. And since I'm here in Santa Monica this week, and I think it's been several days now since I did a how am I doing with Ebby's passing kind of video, I thought I'd hop on here to say hi and thank you guys so much for all of the sweet, caring comments. And I definitely had my moments this week, having a few meltdowns with Ebby's passing, and I think it definitely hit me when, and hopefully I won't be doing a lot of crying in this video because I don't want to have to upload another video on the internet of me crying about my dog who is no longer with me physically. So let's try to keep my emotions in check. But I definitely want to hop on here to share with you a few things and just kind of where I am emotionally because I've been struggling this past week. So I did 6 pop-ups since Ebby's passing and it kept me busy for the whole week. I was out, I wasn't really at home, so I didn't have a lot of time to kind of sit in my misery and cry about Ebby because I wasn't at home. I was busy with the pop-ups and just focusing on my Pride collection and putting out new products for the shop for the month. But I think it really hit me when I was done with the 6 pop-ups for the week and it was Sunday night. I went to do Melrose Market, and if you guys watch the channels, Ebby's been with me going to that market and starting this whole business from day one. And it was my first Melrose without her because when I do the pop-ups at the farmer's market on Thursday or at the bazaar in the basement, I never bring her to those because 1, the farmer's market isn't dog friendly, and 2, when I'm in the basement, I can't go and leave the basement and the shop to go and take her potty because it'll just be too long away from me being away from the shop. And also, like, I don't even do bathroom breaks when I'm doing pop-ups by myself. So in that environment, I never brought her there because it was indoors and very long hours. So I think I really felt the effects of not having Ebby when I was at Melrose. And also the last time I did Melrose Market was her last good healthy day. She came with me to the pop-up. She did exactly what she always does, her quack quack, sit by my feet underneath my workbench and greeting all the customers and dogs walking by. And I think when I did Melrose this past Sunday, I definitely could feel her, like, that emptiness inside where I didn't have Ebby. And throughout the whole week, seeing customers with their dogs or seeing other vendors with their dogs, it really didn't bother me. But I think when I came home from doing the whole 6 pop-ups for the week and not having Ebby with me that day at the market, it really took a toll on my emotions, and I basically cried myself to sleep Sunday night. And I was just really heartbroken, and I just was thinking to myself as I was crying in bed, like, how did I make it through the week without not falling apart? And then now that I'm like winding down from all those pop-ups, like the first week without her, I'm like a mess crying in bed. And also, like, I still don't have it in me to move Ebby's beds. I know like all of her toys and clothes is stored in a container because I would like to get a puppy, and I've talked about this, another girl Yorkie to be a part of me and my life. So I'm saving everything of hers because you guys see her, she's always in cute outfits and she's so spoiled. And you know, I have all these things from my travels. In fact, I just bought a bunch of clothes for her, which you guys would have seen in the Brazil haul from Rio. So, and I don't think she really even used those. So all those are in a container. And then, but her dog beds still remain the same place. Also, we're in the process, because I'm finally home this year, for 2.5 weeks because I'm never really here. I'm usually here like 3 to 5 days, and then I'm either in Vegas or traveling. We're rearranging the studio, and I'm like focusing on just kind of getting the space ready for a new dog, and also like just switching up the layout because I constantly see Abby in her favorite spots. So like as far as for her things, her beds are still where it is. Her bed is still on my bed, and I think like laying down Sunday night and looking at her bed next to my head just like brought me to tears. And then yesterday I had a full meltdown because I missed Abby. And I think like the day before yesterday I got this in the mail, which I'll share with you in a second. I think it was like receiving this in the mail was kind of like a reality check for me. Like Abby's really gone, and it's just been the way how I've been feeling this week. Very, sometimes I'm okay and sometimes I'm not, and I feel like that's very typical, so I'm not gonna beat myself up. I'm just gonna let my emotions be. And also like I feel like ever since Abby got sick and this whole situation with Abby in the last 3 weeks, I've not been taking care of myself. And I know I talked about that on previous videos about Abby's situation, where I'm just like, I was so focused on her, and then now that she's gone, I feel like I'm in some kind of rut where I'm still like not wanting to do anything, or even to like film Thursday's check-in. It was very hard for me. I just want to like be home and just continue making my art or the pop-ups, but not really socializing. I don't know how that makes sense when I'm out at the markets having to socialize. But honestly, like, I mean, I have to do that, but then as far as for like when I'm not doing that, I just don't want to talk to anybody, and I just want to be home editing and making art and being around the plants. And that's kind of just how my mood been this week. I did get myself to yoga Monday, and I was really happy about that because I was like, okay, Julian, you need to start taking care of yourself. This is like the worst you've been physically. Like I've not been in the right mindset to like want to go and work out, and you guys know that on this channel I always work out. That is Abby and I's routine, going to Santa Monica Beach. And I've not gone back to Santa Monica Beach only once, and that was with my friend that I made in Rio because he was visiting in town. And other than that, I've not been to Santa Monica Beach. I just don't have it in me to go down there without Abby. So I have not been like working out. I did do a home workout today. I did some Pilates and bodyweight exercises, but like that's definitely not the Julian that I know, and you guys know how much I love working out. So I'm trying to find this place to like wake up every morning and feel motivated to get into some kind of new routine for my Santa Monica life, as well as like taking care of myself. I just feel like I don't want to, like I just want to just, I don't know, I just wake up and try to do the best I can. But like taking care of myself, I feel like I need to still continue on that because I haven't been. So that's where I'm at with myself. But I wanted to share with you just a few things that I do have. First of all, I wanted to share with you this cute photo of Abby Chan, and I've always had this like her whole life. I printed this out when she was a puppy, and it's just been living in all of the places I lived in Vegas and all over California, from the Bay Area to Santa Monica. This has always been in my living room area. So I wanted to show you what Abby looked like as a puppy. But I had her from 6 weeks old, and her color is steel blue. So that's her. And then I finally had it in me. I think once this arrived in the mail, then I was like, okay, I'm going to open the Ziploc bag with her hair and put it into this glass jar, which I got at Daiso. And I just have it in here. So I know it's maybe a little weird, but you know, Abby doesn't shed, so it's not like I have dog hair everywhere in my house to where like, oh, I don't need to put her fur in a bottle because it's everywhere and it's like on my clothes and stuff. She was hypoallergenic and non-shedding, so I never had her hair anywhere on me or in my space. So to have this just reminds me of her beautiful colors, and this is just a little keepsake. In fact, when I was at the dialysis emergency hospital, I asked them to shave it, and in fact the cremation center that I chose, they asked me if I wanted to do extra things like paw prints or like clippings of the hair, and I said no, because I already got clippings of her hair from the hospital after we put her down. Before I walked out of the room, I asked for a little bit of her fur, so they buzzed it off and gave it to me in a Ziploc bag, so at least I was able to drive home with this from the Bay Area, 6 hours after all that drama and trauma. And then the hospital was also kind enough, well, I mean, I feel like this was also part of the bill, because just having her be seen in that dialysis emergency hospital was about almost $1,000. So I feel like, I mean, this was part of the bill. But they asked me if I wanted paw prints of Ebby, so I didn't have to pay extra with the cremation center for this. So I wanted to share with you what I got in the mail 2 days ago. We're gonna try to not cry, because when I received this in the mail, it really made me emotional. And you guys know how much adventuring Ebby and I did over the years, and I will create a montage video in remembrance of her for her birthday next month. And I'm trying to think, where am I gonna be in her birthday? I might be in Vegas or I might be here, but I will do a special video in remembrance of her. But I wanted to share with you her paw print, and yeah, I can't believe it. Seeing this in person kind of really just brought back all of the memories over the years that I shared with her. And I think that having the vlog channel, I feel like Ebby will always live forever in our hearts, because I documented her whole life and adventures with me for the channel, which I feel like if you're not a content creator vlogging your everyday life, you may not have a lot of content of your life with your fur baby, because I'm always documenting everything we do. So I'm definitely not just like somebody who just snap videos and pictures just whenever we do something interesting. It was like a everyday thing. You guys know, you guys watch the channel where I've documented our life together. So I feel like if I'm ever in a point where I miss her, I can always maybe click on a vlog. I mean, I know definitely for sure when I was doing the lockdown here in Santa Monica, Ebby and I had our little routine. We would go out for walks in the neighborhood, and she was like, you know, she's my family, so we kept each other sane during that time, and we, you know, made it work for us to be at home and not go crazy. So I want to like also acknowledge that she did help me during that weird time in life with the lockdown and the pandemic. And you know, I don't know how I'm gonna feel like in the next upcoming weeks, but I do want to get another dog in my space, because the house is so empty. And in fact, like, I'm just so used to always seeing Ebby running around and doing her thing here. Just the house feels super empty. Also, when I watered the greenhouse the other day on Sunday night, I caught a glimpse of Ebby in my peripheral vision. It was like literally half a second, but it was like a quick glimpse of her, and it brought me to tears, because I was like, Ebby, like the way how she's standing, you know, hanging out with me, watching me water the collection. It was Ebby. I seen her for a half of a second. It was so quick, but I seen her, and it just was a really emotional day for me. And I think that's probably why I went to bed that night crying, and because I was winding down from a crazy week with the shop and having that little glimpse of Ebby out there. But I also want to share a footage of another bouquet that I got delivered to the house from Tristan Shannon and Shannon's roommate Natasha, who has also dealt with a Yorkie. going through cancer, who's no longer living anymore, and then she has 2 small little dogs, I think Maltese, so that was really nice of her to contribute to the bouquet. But I'll share that clip so you guys can see the beautiful flowers. And I did dry a bunch of the ferns, which is going to go into the big epiphyte. Right, this just got delivered. This is such a sweet, thoughtful gift from Tristan, Shannon, and Natasha. Natasha is Shannon's roommate, who is my also old co-worker at the gym I used to work at. She has 2 little dogs, and yeah, it's very sweet of them. I'm gonna enjoy them, and that was very thoughtful. So thank you, Tristan, Shannon, and Natasha, for the beautiful flowers. And it says here, dear Julian, we are thinking of you and wishing you moments of peace as you remember your beloved and wonderful Ebby. She will live on in your hearts. All our love, Tristan, Shannon, and Natasha. So sweet. So that is gonna wrap up my checking in with my emotions and dealing with Ebby's passing. I had to change the memory card. So thank you guys so much for listening to me and giving me your support virtually. I read all of the comments, and that's kind of it. Ebby's ashes is going to be delivered to our old Las Vegas house. I think it should be arriving maybe next week, because I know they were gonna pick her up from the hospital a week after her passing, and then it was going to take a week to process. So I think maybe that's when I'll do another how am I doing video, because I think getting that will really like put things into perspective, and I will just bring her ashes home and I'll have a little place for her. I already have my 2 dogs from Hawaii's ashes on my shelf. If you guys remember, I thrifted a white shelf. It's all on there with my special memorabilia, as my grandpa's watch and picture of him. So Ebby's things will be added onto there, and I will film another video when that happens, and I will do a tribute video for Ebby on her birthday next month, which will be a month from now. So thank you guys so much for listening to me. I didn't really cry in today's video, thankfully, but it's just been a really rough week for me, and I'm definitely feeling it now that I don't have Ebby or a dog, and it's definitely not me. I've always had a dog my whole life, and like I said in previous videos, I had Ebby with me to help me with the healing of my dog mom's heart with my 2 dogs in Hawaii, Sensi and Princess. So I'm definitely like ready for another dog so that I can heal from Ebby's passing and be in an okay place without her. So that is gonna wrap up today's video. Love you guys so much, and I'm just thankful that I wasn't like crying my heart out in today's video, but I'm doing the best I can to move forward. But I definitely feel like it's affecting me physically, where I'm just not wanting to do anything, and I don't want to be like that. So I'm gonna work hard to, you know, move forward with taking care of myself. And I think when I'm in Vegas next week, I'll get back into my Vegas routine where I'm dancing at night and then working out when I wake up in the morning in the backyard by the pool. I don't know what the weather's like. It's probably super hot now this time of the year, so I'm gonna try to get into my Vegas life routine, and hopefully maybe that'll help me get out of this rut that I'm in. But I'm trying to just wake up every day and at least, you know, do something, because I feel like I just don't want to do anything right now. And I think maybe also planning for my travels in August for my birthday will help me feel motivated and excited and looking forward to something and a future dog. So I love you guys so much, and that is going to be it for today's video, and I'll hop on here for another updated video of how am I doing with Ebby's passing when I get her ashes in Las Vegas. I love you guys so much, and aloha from Santa Monica. Bye guys.